Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic and welcome back to the channel. And if you guys is a regular show video, you're probably not seeing anything right now, but what you are seeing, I'm going to move my thing here, I'm going to be having a two-part video. So I'm going to be showing you my entire regular show DVD collection, and then I'm going to kind of discuss on why regular show is so friggin' crazy and why it's anything but regular. So here we have regular show Slack Pack, which was the first DVD ever released. This is what got me into the show when I was maybe 12 years old, something like that. Which I would say, this is rated PG, but I would say you have to be 12, 13. You know, it's definitely not good for a 10-year-old. I'd probably say 12, 13. But speaking of 12 episodes, but what's kind of interesting, and I'll mention it in the video, but this was, again, the first one that came out, and I'll mention it in the video. So here is regular show season 1 and 2, the complete first and second seasons. Pretty cool. It's got 2 or 3 discs actually, and then it has 40 episodes, I think. Yeah, 40 episodes. Season 1 is pretty short, but there's season 2, so again, pretty cool. And then we're going to move on to season 3, the complete third season. Now, this is actually, I live in the United States, and this is basically this is the last DVD that they actually showed or produced in the U.S., which is kind of a friggin' bummer. So yeah, I've been stuck with these 3 probably for, I don't even freaking know, man, probably since 2012 or 2011 until like now. So I finally got a region-free Blu-ray player. I made a video about it a little while ago, and you can tell because these are, I think, from Australia. It's got all these on, but this is the complete 4th season. Now, I have never seen seasons 4 through 8 of this show. I've only seen 1 to 3. So actually being able to see these episodes for the first time was freaking mind-blowing. You know, it was crazy. Here's season 5, complete 5th season. Pretty cool. As you can tell, each DVD is a different color, which is kind of neat. I mean, you know, look at all the freaking episodes, man. That's crazy. That's a lot of content. You know, it's pretty insane. I always get mad because they have the entire Adventure Time show, like Gravity Falls, something like that. But regular show, here's season 6, and Ninjago. Those are the only 2 Cartoon Network shows that I actually want to own all of, that they just don't sell. So I need to. My next thing's Ninjago. So here is regular show, the movie. Now I have it here between in canon. It does take place between seasons 6 and 7. This one also is in the U.S., so they have basically season 1, 2, 3, the movie, and a few other weird DVDs here and there. This is only pretty short, around 68 minutes long. It technically is movie length, but I wish it was longer. This is a good friggin' movie, man. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's pretty awesome. Here is the complete 7th season. Now when I actually ordered these things, they all came broken, every single one, because of the mail. That or the stupid mailman doesn't care about the whatever. What are you gonna do? So basically, season 4 through 7 are complete freaking broken. As you can see, that's completely shattered right there. So that's cool. And then season 8, which was the last one I ordered. This one actually didn't come broken, thank God. This is, I think, I've heard a lot of people talk about, oh, it got really bad, but I'll mention in the video. This is the final season. I just finished watching the show today with the final episode, The Power, which is funny because the first and last episodes are called The Power. But very cool show. I think, I didn't cry, I teared up, but I'll talk about it in a bit. This is just crazy. So again, I'm glad I finally have the entire show, you know. I mean, it took, like 2011 to 2021, like 10 freaking years, but hey, I did it, and it's pretty awesome. You know, I'm a collector of these things, so I think it's really cool that I finally own the entire show on DVD. I had some weird means to get there. I had to buy a region-free Blu-ray player, but that is my collection. Tell me in the comments what you have, how many of these you have. There are other DVDs of this show, like Slack Pack, there's Fright Pack, Party Pack, but I got rid of those because I have the complete seasons. Again, so tell me in the comments what you think about this show, and what DVDs you have. Now I'm going to cut, and when we return, I will do a little kind of a discussion on why I think this is such a good show. So we'll see you guys in a second. Alright guys, so here we are talking about regular show. I have a hat on because my hat looks like dumpster fire. I technically have a new lighting setup, but it's very rudimentary in practice. So tell me if you like it. Is it too bright? Do you want to go back to the old lighting? Tell me in the comments as well, because again, I don't know. You know, I don't personally care. So if you guys want certain, I don't know, lighting, Jesus Christ light in the, but whatever. Tell me it and we'll fix it. But anyway, going back to regular show, you just saw my entire collection. And man, it took a freaking long time to get that, let me tell you. But basically, all of this kind of started for me in 2011 because Adventure Time, Ninjago, and Regular Show, basically those were essentially the big three involved. I was allowed to watch Ninjago. Technically, I would still say Ninjago. I think Ninjago, Adventure Time, Regular Show, all of those were probably good for 12 or 13 up. Now, you're probably thinking, franchise, Lego, Ninjago, that's for 2-year-olds. Well, it's not actually. If you watch, especially seasons 1 to 10, it's dark. It's not for little kids. It definitely is not for adults only, but it's for, I'd say, 12 or 13 and up. Same with Adventure Time and Regular Show. And when you know, speaking of Regular Show specifically, when I got Slack Pack, that was my first forte into the franchise. You know, I was like, oh man. The first episode, Benson says, holy crap, you know, they're saying crap, they're saying friggin', they're saying pissed, so, you know, you're definitely, when I was 12, this was like the big shit, you know, this is like the big step up, you know, like, whoa, they're mad, they're swearing, you know, it's not like Pokemon or SpongeBob, you know, it's a little bit more up there, and I still watch Pokemon and SpongeBob, they're great for, you know, they're great, it's not like I don't like them, but, you know, SpongeBob, I would say like maybe 7 or 8, Regular Show 12, 13. It's kind of like Simpsons in a way, just a little bit more tame than Simpsons. But, you know, I got the DVD and I was like, oh man, this is freaking great. And I really got into it. It was funny. My dad and I were laughing. My buddies and I were laughing. Everyone enjoyed it. You know, it was really great. And then I got season 1 and 2, and then season 3, and then of course a few years ago I got the movie, and it was fun. You know, I'd go home from my school, middle school, you know, and I'd get the new DVD, and I'd binge like 5 episodes after school with Chipotle. It was great times. You know, Regular Show was a great part of my life, and watching complete season, and this has spoilers because it freaking ended like 6 years ago, but watching the entire season now and knowing how it ends, and sadly, because I couldn't actually get access to season 8 on DVD, I had to watch the ending online because, you know, I'm not going to freaking wait six years. So I did know Pops dies, he kills Anti-Pops, all that, you know. But watching it in DVD, it felt different, you know. I felt like watching it for the first time. And knowing that the entire show has ended now, I watched 1 to 8, the movie, all of it. It was a great show, you know. It was anything but regular. I do like how they had this premise of every single episode for the most part, but season 8 got a little bit different. But basically, season 1 to 7, there'd be a very kind of small menial task or menial type of, I guess, object or thing they had to do, task they had to succeed in, like changing the light bulb or paying the rent or fixing a hole in a wall or getting a girlfriend or breaking up with the girlfriend. I didn't break up with the girlfriend yet, so I'll have to take advice from Mordecai and not be sad sacks. Get that reference? But there is a lot of regular elements to this show, and then it always goes complete chaos toward the second half, third act. You know, it's just completely effing nuts. They got demons and monsters and video games come to life and format wars with like Blu-ray and VHS. It's crazy, and there's a lot of stuff, and it's really crazy to me that also that every episode feels different. You know, you watch some SpongeBob episodes and you're like, oh, they always start at the same Krusty Krab, or, you know, they all go through the same motions. But this show, every single episode had a different type of feel, and that was really cool about it. And then, of course, we got to, I think it was around maybe season 5 or 6, or maybe, I think 5 or 6, and then Mordecai got, you know, Margaret, the whole Margaret thing happened, and then he got with CJ. I think CJ is better than Margaret, but tell me in the comments. I don't know how you get with a Cloud, but whatever. Basically, she's a hot cloud, but basically, there's a lot of these elements in there where you're looking at it and you're like, oh man, that's a really good concept. You know, how can it get better? And it does, somehow, it gets better. Rigby goes to high school and he graduates. There's this whole character arc of, you know, Rigby's kind of a moron, kind of an a-hole character in the beginning. And then he actually goes through a bit of a character arc. And he doesn't just graduate high school at 22 years old, or 24 or something like that. For Eileen, his girlfriend, he does it because he wants to not only impress her, but he wants to show the world that he's not just a screw-up Rigby, you know. So all these characters have different moments. Muscle Man gets married, Thomas gets involved, you know. As far as positives, it's a great show. It's really great for all ages for the most part. Again, 12 to 13, I would say. And it's funny as heck. It's got great animation, really good inventive storylines. The movie's excellent, and then you get to the negatives. I would say that I think the whole Thomas thing is a little bit, and I understand why they're doing it. You know, they made Thomas kind of quiet, you know, kind of like, hey guys, you know, I'm the intern. You have to get some popcorn. You know, he's just kind of there. And then it turns out, you know, he's a Russian spy. You're like, holy cow, you know, got it, you know, it's that whole thing. And it works, but I do think that they could have done it maybe a little bit better, but again, that's not really a big negative. That's me. But in terms of actual negatives that I would really complain about, take points off of the whole show in general, I'd probably say the whole Mordecai dating thing. It didn't get, like, if you look at iCarly, for example, when I was a kid, iCarly was effing funny, and it still is funny. You know, I don't really watch it anymore. I don't have the DVDs and all that, but I think it's on Paramount Plus, which I don't have. Maybe I'll get it one day. And I think they're doing a revival. But iCarly was funny, and then toward the end, when, you know, they hit puberty, I hit puberty, you know, the whole 9 yards, I was like, hey, girls aren't icky, you know, girls are hot, you know. And then I go, oh, they're thinking that too, you know, in the show. So basically, iCarly turned into a big makeout session for 30 minutes straight, and it was like, you know, bull crap, you know, I want to watch something else. And regular show kind of did that, where Mordecai was getting with Margaret and CJ and then all these other girls, and there were episodes divided and kind of shown into Mordecai's, I guess, dating life. And it wasn't bad, it wasn't boring, it just wasn't classic regular show. You know, like if you look at season 1 through 3 and maybe even 1 through 4 of regular show, it was just Mordecai and Rigby as buddies, crazy crap happens, and that's it. And then Mordecai got with the girl thing, and it wasn't bad, you know, it was just different. And then Rigby with the whole high school thing. So these characters go through these different arcs within the show, and I like that. You know, I like how it, you know, the same with Adventure Time. You know, Adventure Time used to be just random stuff, and then they started doing a plot. Now, Adventure Time does have a more cohesive narrative than regular show. Regular show really only got into that cohesive narrative thing, kind of like an Ninjago thing. We have to watch every episode, kind of with like season 7, where as soon as Rigby graduated high school, they had that thing where they had like the big dome over the park for a few episodes. That was kind of weird, but again, watching the show thinking, oh, that dome thing, man, there were like 5 or 6 episodes with the freaking dome, and I'm like, this is getting old, you know, take the dome off. And then it actually went somewhere, and they went to friggin' space. You know, that was the prep for that. And then having, I think the biggest issue with season 8, the final season of the show, isn't the pacing, it's just the fact that all of a sudden, yeah, they're in space, and they do take it kind of slow, but there is this element where, oh, Pops is the chosen one. You know, he's like the Anakin Skywalker. You know, Pops has to do all these things, and he has to fight anti-Pops and Lollyland, and it's really smart. You know, it's fun, it's funny. My only real issue with season 8 is that I think it wasn't as funny as the original stuff. And it's not just because the crude humor is a little bit dialed down, it just wasn't as funny, you know what I mean? It was still clever writing, and it was still fun to watch, and it had a good story. You know, season 8, if anything, had a great story, but it just didn't feel as funny as the older seasons. And that's not a big turnoff, you know, don't think, oh, it gets really bad, I'm gonna stop, you know. It's worth watching till the end, and by the time you do get to the end with Pops and anti-Pops and all this big battle happening, I mean, I didn't cry, man, but I freaking teared up, you know. I mean, not just because I was watching this thing for 10 years, it's because they did a good job of, you know, Pops, you kind of see him as, oh, he's the weird, nice old man. But then you slowly get him character progression and character arc, and then it turns out he's the chosen one to save the universe, and he fights anti-Pops, and then he sacrifices himself, and he's just a good person. You know, it's really, each character has something about them. So I do think that the biggest strength of season 8 would be the, you know, arc and the story. The negative would be it just isn't as funny. And I get it, you know, they're trying to do more serious stuff. They're having an actual plot this time, and, you know, whatever. But, I don't know, regular show, to me, is a comedy at its heart, you know. And the fact that they kind of, for the last season, put plot over comedy just a little bit is a bit of a negative. It's not bad by any means. Season 8 is just as good as any other season of the show. Just one little minus negative just for that comedy. But all in all, guys, regular show is a great effing show. It is fantastic. It's one of my top 10s. I think it would have to be like Ninjago, regular show, Adventure Time, Gravity Falls, SpongeBob, maybe a few others if I had to think. But in terms of animated shows, it's one of the greats. You know, it's one of the best. And I'm glad this show got an actual ending. You know, like Teen Titans, the original Teen Titans, they said, oh, you're done. You know, they kind of continue with Teen Titans, and I do love Teen Titans Go. I think it's a great show. But I do, you know, they kind of treated the original Teen Titans kind of dirty. Same with Adventure Time. That got a proper ending. You know, SpongeBob, Ninjago, those are shows that Ninjago technically did end because season 10, it said the end, and it was the big end. Basically, Ninjago 1 and 10 is called Masters of Spinjitzu, and then season 11 through whatever frickin' 15 we're on right now is just called Ninjago. So, and even if you look at the Ninjago clips on YouTube, it doesn't say season 11 for the next. It says like season 1. So they kind of soft rebooted it. So really, Ninjago did end, but I don't know when it's officially ending in canon. But what are you going to do? But yeah, man, regular show as a whole, I think it's a great show upon watching it all now. Of course, I have it on DVD, so I can just rewatch it all whenever I want. But, you know, I have seen it all now, and I think it's a great show. You know, I mean, it really, really is. There's certain things when you're watching it, you're like, why are they doing that for so long? Or why is Mordecai doing this? Or why are they setting that up? And then at the end, it all becomes clear. You know, kind of like watching, like, Knives Out or... you know, certain mystery films, you're like, why the fudge is that happening? You know, why is Finn and Rose, why are they on Cantonica? Why are they on Canto Point? Oh, that's why. You know, it's the exact same thing. It's like a big click-click moment. You know, it's like the freaking light bulb over your head lit up. And all in all, regular show is a great cartoon. It's not a kid show. It's an animated show. There's a big difference. If you want to watch a kid show, watch Arthur. An animated show is... You know what I mean? It's in a different ballpark. Regular show, though, is one of the best. Like I said, it's funny. It's action-packed. It has a good moment of crude humor with actually, like, good humor, like, general humor. Again, my only negatives would be maybe the Mordecai thing they didn't really do anything with. You know, like, when Mordecai broke up with Margaret and then he broke up with CJ, there is a shot in the end where they do this big montage in the final season, the final episode of the final season, The Power, where Mordecai is at, like, an art gallery and he sees this hot chick, like, she's like an animal. I'm not a furry, don't worry. But basically, she sees that, and he's like, oh, and then they get married, or they're dating. So, you know, we do in the end finally see Mordecai kind of connect with himself. But, you know, we got an arc for Pops. We got an arc for Rigby. We got an arc for almost everyone in the show, except for Mordecai when it came to that relationship. So I wish they kind of did something with that as well, instead of just going, oh, one shot of the girl, and then you can tell they're married because the next shot they're all at a party together. You know, it's kind of different. But still, nothing really bad about the show. Just some things I would change or alter. But in terms of the entire show, rating it from probably like a 0 to 10, I'd have to give it like a 9.5. It's one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life, completing it all the way through. And it is definitely worth your time if you like comedies or animation in general. It's a great show. Acquiring these DVDs was kind of effing hard, as you guys know. I had to get that Blu-ray player. It was a whole freaking joke. I wish these stupid idiots at whoever distributing the DVDs would just, you know, man up and release them. Same with Ninjago. It probably ain't ever going to happen. I think Season 8 of Ninjago, Sons of Garmadon, came out in 2016 or 2017, and we haven't had a 9 or 10 yet in 2021. So, after that, I'm going to have to spend $50 for a German copy or whatever the hell I do. But anyway, like I said, man, regular show is a crazy journey. Again, tell me in the comments about the lighting and also what you think about the show as a whole. You know, what do you think about the show? Have you seen the whole thing? Have you seen, you know, certain elements? I've heard a lot of complaints that, oh, it got kind of bad. I don't think it did. Just like SpongeBob. You know, SpongeBob got really bad after Season 3. It didn't, in my opinion. I think it's always been great. So again, tell me in the comments. I'd love to know. Make sure to subscribe. Hit the bell icon and like the video. Make sure to comment as well. I do read them and I will respond. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.